Today, I'm going to teach you the super simple practice that you can use to instantly become more self reflective, which is a very important character trait that I'm going to get into. But first, I'm Jonathan Ball. I'm a certified coach in effective liminal psychology. And the stuff that I'm teaching you took me years and years to learn. But through using them, I've helped to transform my own life and the life of my clients. Um, First off, what the heck is a self reflective practice? What does that even mean? It could look like journaling, it could look like meditating, it could look like free writing, but a lot of those things can set a bar for entry that's a little bit higher than I find most of my clients have success with. So instead, I'm going to teach you the super simple way to get started with becoming more self reflective. But what does that even mean? What does it mean to be self reflective? Why should you invest in an intentional practice of getting to know yourself, increasing your own self awareness? What's the point of that? The great Socrates once famously said that the unexamined life is not worth living. And that tells us that having a life of value takes examining. We got to actually step outside of ourselves and look at it. And being self reflective is how you do that. A reflective practice will help you become more aware. And awareness is key to identifying problems. We can't solve problems that we can't see. Building a self-reflective practice also helps you get out of autopilot. It helps you A reflective practice helps you become aware of the life that you're living. We have to be able to see what we're doing with clarity. And once we see it, we can make some informed decisions about it. It helps us disengage autopilot and it helps us get back in the driver's seat of our own lives. It's very powerful stuff. And even though it's powerful, it doesn't have to be complicated. My key recommendation is start small. It's the start that stops most people. So if you can lower the threshold for getting started on developing some kind of practice, then you're going to have more success. A lot of people get so wrapped up in their own minds about what it would look like to do it just right, or, oh, I need these fancy Japanese markers, or I can only start a good journaling practice if I buy this kit and this course from this content creator. You don't actually need all of that to get going. So let's make the start super simple. We're going to start it very, very small. Throughout your day, keep your eyes open for one thing that makes you happy and one thing that makes you sad. That's it. All you have to do is to start to notice with intentionality one thing that makes you happy, one positive feeling thing, like a feeling of gratitude or spaciousness or joy or warm and fuzzies, one thing. And one thing on the other side of that. What's one thing that ticked you off that day or put you in a bad mood or threw off your energy, brought down the vibe? One thing each day. And then you're going to take those one thing that made you happy, one thing that made you sad, and you're going to put it somewhere. It has to be externalized in order for us to be able to work with it. So I have lots of clients that just use post it notes. I keep mine on my phone. I have a list of one column that says gifts, which is my positive thing, and one column that says snags, which is my negative thing. And I put at least one entry in every single day, and that's it. The beauty of it is it's super simple. I really like doing it on my phone because it's always with me and I'm not having to look around for a piece of paper or anything. Whatever you can do to reduce friction in your practice is going to help you be more successful. So after we've established a few days of one positive thing and one negative thing, and we've recorded them somewhere, the next thing is the magic. We actually go back and look at those things and we ask ourselves, what patterns am I seeing? What can I learn from what I've been putting down? If I've got 5 days in a row and my boss has shown up on 5 out of 5 days in my negative column, that's really good information for me to have. It empowers me to be able to start working on that. Maybe I don't go confront my boss on the sixth day, but I can start to examine myself and get curious. What is my mindset around my interactions with my boss? Is there anything that I'm doing that is causing this friction? Is there anything that I could say or do differently that would change this negative outcome? And notice the stuff that you're putting in your positive column too. If you pick up in your positive column that 5 out of 5 times are instances where you've been able to connect with your friends, then that's great information to have too. That means that I can invest more in the areas that are bringing me more happiness if my goal is to experience more positive feelings. And when you're ready to, just start small. If there's a pattern emerging that is bringing you closer to your goals, find out what's one small thing that I can do a little bit more of that. Or if you notice a negative pattern, what's one small change I can make that will help me navigate those negative feelings? Armed with this information, you're able to navigate your life more clearly and you're able to take informed, inspired action. And when you start to do that, you're going to start to see some great life changes. You might want to deepen your reflective practice. That's great. It's really easy to scale. The secret is just to start small and then do more of what's working. So instead of one thing each day, maybe it's two, maybe it's three. Maybe you set aside the time that you were working in your phone and instead you grab a notebook and you try to practice some journaling or some free writing. Whatever you do, again, keep it simple and make it work for you. We're very rules light over here. So if it's not working for you, then that's not the way. If it is working for you, then do more of it. Personally, I get up every morning and I do some free writing. I try to do 3 pages of free writing, and free writing is just exactly what it sounds like. It's writing freely. It's rarely legible. It's even more rarely spelled correctly, but that's the point. It's about getting the thoughts out of your brain onto a page where you can then interact with them and do something with them. It's not about perfection, it's about just flowing through it. I do 3 pages, but I didn't start with 3 pages. If 3 pages sounds like a lot, start smaller. Do half a page, see how it feels. As you're scaling a reflective practice, in addition to building awareness, you're also showing some curiosity towards yourself. It's your brain, it's your mind, it's your beliefs, it's your patterns, and it makes sense to want to understand them more. Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So, fostering self awareness and fostering some kind of reflective practice does not have to be intimidating. It does not have to be expensive. You probably don't need just the right markers or the journaling system. All you need is the willingness to try something small and scale from there. If you've made it to this point, you already have everything you need to. You're someone who's already asking some important questions of yourself. Now it's just about waiting and being ready to listen for the answer. If you found any of this helpful, I'd love for you to give me a follow or check out some of the other videos on this channel where I talk about personal transformation, self improvement. If it was helpful, then leave me a comment below. And I appreciate you being here.